Imagine this: a robotic explorer millions of miles away from Earth, crawling across the desolate red surface of Mars. It's been sending us breathtaking images, strange rock formations, and even signs that water may have once flowed there. But then, something odd appears, something that NASA scientists hesitate to discuss openly: a structure, a fossilized organism, or something beyond our imagination. Over the years, NASA's Mars rovers, Curiosity, Perseverance, and those before them, have made groundbreaking discoveries. They've found evidence of ancient lakes, detected mysterious methane spikes, and even uncovered organic molecules, chemical compounds that could hint at past life. But each time a major revelation surfaces, a pattern emerges. Information is released in a controlled manner, sometimes downplayed, sometimes delayed. Which begs the question: is NASA hiding something? In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most controversial mysteries of space exploration. We'll explore the latest discoveries on Mars that NASA seems hesitant to discuss, analyze the strange anomalies spotted in rover images, and investigate whether there's a bigger cover-up at play. Are we alone in the universe? Or is the answer hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered? Let's find out. Curiosity's puzzling discoveries. NASA's Curiosity rover landed on Mars in 2012 with a bold mission: search for signs that the planet could have once supported life. And within just a few months it made a shocking discovery: ancient riverbeds, smooth, rounded pebbles, eerily similar to those found on Earth's riverbanks, provided undeniable evidence that water had once flowed on Mars. This was the first piece of the puzzle, but it wouldn't be the last. Then came the methane mystery. Methane, a gas that on Earth is primarily produced by biological activity, was detected in Mars's atmosphere. What's strange is that methane spikes were inconsistent, appearing and disappearing with no clear explanation. Some scientists theorize that geological processes could be responsible, but others weren't so sure. On Earth, methane emissions often signal life: microbial organisms, or even larger, more complex life forms. Could this mean that some form of microbial life, exists beneath the Martian surface, releasing these methane bursts? But perhaps the most intriguing find came in 2018, when Curiosity detected organic molecules preserved in Martian rock. These molecules are the building blocks of life. While not definitive proof of past life, they raised an even bigger question. If organic molecules exist on Mars, what else could be hidden beneath its surface? And why does NASA's official response always seem cautious? Curiosity's findings were groundbreaking, but what came next with Perseverance took the mystery to an entirely new level. Perseverance and the strange doorway. In 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover landed in Jezero Crater, a location believed to have once been a vast ancient lake. Its goal: to search for actual evidence of past microbial life. But as it roamed the landscape, snapping images of the terrain, a bizarre photo surfaced, one that left the internet buzzing with speculation. The image showed what appeared to be a perfectly shaped doorway carved into a rock formation. The rectangular opening, with straight, defined edges, looked unnatural, as if it had been deliberately constructed. NASA quickly dismissed the claims, explaining it as a natural rock fracture, but many weren't convinced. Geological processes rarely produce such symmetrical shapes, and this wasn't the first time Mars had presented structures that defied simple explanations. Over the years, Mars rovers have captured images of unusual formations, objects that resemble statues, pyramidal structures, and even what appears to be a fossilized vertebra. Some argue that these are mere illusions, tricks of light and shadow. But others believe they could be remnants of something much more significant. Could Mars have once harbored an advanced civilization? Could these formations be eroded ruins, long buried under layers of dust and sand? It's worth noting that NASA never fully investigates these anomalies in depth, or if they do, they don't publicly share much about them. Each time an unusual image sparks public interest, it's quickly labeled as a coincidence or an optical illusion. But is that really all there is to it? And then there's the biggest question of all: the one discovery that, if true, could change everything. The fossil controversy. Did NASA find life on Mars? In 2022, a startling claim shook the scientific community. Perseverance had captured images of what appeared to be fossil-like structures embedded in Martian rocks. The images showed intricate, branching formations, eerily similar to fossilized stromatolites on Earth, structures left behind by microbial life billions of years ago. NASA's response? They downplayed it again. Scientists proposed that these formations were likely the result of mineral deposits, possibly created by water interaction. But here's the catch. On Earth, these exact same formations are widely accepted as evidence of ancient microbial life. So why was NASA so quick to dismiss their significance on Mars? This wasn't the first time NASA had encountered something potentially groundbreaking and brushed it aside. Back in 1996, a meteorite, known as ALH 4001, was discovered in Antarctica. It had come from Mars, and inside scientists found what looked like microscopic fossils, tiny worm-like structures resembling ancient bacteria. The announcement made headlines worldwide, but soon after, skepticism took over. NASA eventually walked back their claims, stating that these structures could be formed by non-biological processes. But the pattern here is undeniable. Time and time again, NASA makes a groundbreaking discovery, only to later downplay or discredit its own findings. Why? Is it scientific caution, fear of misinformation, or is there something more at play, something they don't want the public to know? Let's go even deeper. If NASA did find undeniable evidence of life on Mars, would they even tell us? The Mars cover-up theory. Why would NASA hide the truth? Let's take a step back and ask a fundamental question. What happens if NASA confirms that life exists, or once existed, on Mars? It would be the single biggest discovery in human history, but it would also bring chaos. Religious beliefs, philosophical debates, and political power struggles would erupt. Billions of people have lived their lives believing that Earth is unique, that humanity is alone in the universe. Confirmation of extraterrestrial life, even microscopic bacteria, would force every major institution to rethink their foundations. And then there's the government factor. NASA isn't just a scientific agency, it's a government organization, deeply connected to military and intelligence operations. If evidence of extraterrestrial life were discovered, there's a high chance that the information would first be analyzed for its strategic implications before being shared with the public, if shared at all. Some theorists even suggest that NASA already knows more than they're telling us. Whistleblowers have claimed that data from Mars missions is heavily filtered before public release, and that certain images are edited or omitted entirely. While these claims remain unverified, it's hard to ignore the secrecy that often surrounds space discoveries. Remember the Mars methane mystery? NASA detected large spikes of methane in Mars's atmosphere, something that could indicate microbial life. But when independent researchers tried to confirm these findings, they encountered roadblocks. The data was inconsistent. Some of it was retracted, and NASA remained frustratingly vague about its significance. If there is or once was life on Mars, the evidence might already be in our hands. But are we being given the full picture? And if NASA is hiding something bigger, what could it be? Ancient civilizations on Mars, a lost history. What if the real secret isn't just microbial life, but something far more advanced? Over the years, Mars rovers have captured images of unusual structures, formations that resemble ruins, pyramidal shapes, and even what some claim looks like a carved humanoid face. While mainstream scientists dismiss these as natural rock formations, the resemblance to ancient structures on Earth is striking. One of the most famous of these is the Face on Mars, a massive rock formation in the Cydonia region, first photographed by NASA's Viking 1 orbiter in 1976. The image showed what looked like a giant eroded face staring back at the camera. At first, NASA itself fueled the mystery by saying it was a remarkable find, but years later, with higher resolution images, they called it nothing more than a trick of light and shadow. Still, some believe that Mars was once home to an ancient civilization that was wiped out by a catastrophic event, possibly a nuclear-like explosion. Dr. John Brandenburg, a plasma physicist, proposed that Mars's surface shows signs of radioactive isotopes similar to those found after nuclear explosions on Earth. According to him, this suggests that an ancient war or cosmic disaster may have destroyed whatever life once existed there. Sounds far-fetched? Maybe. But think about this. Mars has deep canyons, dried-up riverbeds, and what appear to be ocean shorelines. Something happened to Mars. Something turned it from a potentially habitable planet into a barren wasteland. Could it have been a natural disaster? Or was it something more? And if an ancient civilization once existed there, did it leave behind secrets that NASA isn't telling us? The final question: are we being prepared for something? Let's put all the pieces together. NASA has found water, organic molecules, methane spikes, and possible fossil-like structures on Mars. They've captured strange images, made groundbreaking discoveries, and yet they always seem hesitant to embrace the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Could it be that they're slowly preparing the public for an inevitable truth? After all, if they were to reveal today that life, past or present, exists on Mars, the world might not be ready for it. Governments, religious institutions, and scientific communities would have to rewrite everything we thought we knew. Maybe that's why the information comes out in small, controlled pieces, like puzzle fragments, waiting to be assembled. So, what do you think? Is NASA being overly cautious, or is there something much bigger they're keeping from us? Could we be on the verge of the greatest discovery in human history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more deep space mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe. The truth is out there. But are we ready for it?